Hi friends, Miss Hazel here.
And Miss Kate.
Okay, super excited because I'm always super excited to see you guys and share a project with you. And today we are going to learn how to make a little stuffy penguin friend that I think we're going to call Fred. And a shout out to our friend Teresa, Miss Kate's little sister, who loves penguins. So we'll see if maybe she gets a penguin in the mail. We'll see. Maybe Fred's on his way to her now. After this. Okay, so here we go. First of all, I'm going to show you all the pieces that you need to make Fred. There's the front of his body. This is going to be like the part that goes, you have to put the rounded part up at the top. Then the beak, some eyes, puffballs, or you could use little pieces of felt. And then this is the body. These are going to be the little wings and the feet. Yes, okay, there you go. So those are your pieces that you need. Okay, take your face and you're going to put your nose in the middle. The rounded top is going to fit onto the rounded part of your front of your penguin.
So it's really like part of his head, not his nose.
Yeah, then you want to sew that on. And then you're going to put the beak on, and that's where I'm up to here. And you're going to take little stitches, and you're not going to sew the bottom of the beak down, just the top of the beak. Do your best to stitch, going in and out. Oh, I didn't fix my thread properly. Okay. Make little stitches to attach the beak onto, I guess, the top of the beak. Like that. And you're going to go from one side to the next. So I think if you're careful, you can sew your beak down. Then from the back, you can use your same thread to sew on your puffy eyeball. You want to make sure when you're sewing your puffy eyeball on that you get it right inside to the puff so that it stays on. You put a couple of stitches in the same place to hold it, and then you've got the first part of the front of your penguin made. Then you're going to trim your thread off, and that you'll put that aside. That'll be ready when you're ready to sew it together. Then you're going to take the parts of your the back of your penguin. You're going to put your wings on. And you're going to baste those on. Baste means you're going to just make some big stitches. I kind of did it already. Put those where you want them. And then you're going to take your feet and line them up onto your body. And again, you're going to make just a few stitches to hold it in place because you want everything to stay in place while you're sewing it.
And Miss Hazel, do you just baste because then later you're going to do really tight stitches around like?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think baste means to just kind of hold it in place to make a big stitch. So this doesn't have to be your best sewing. You just want to be able to make the feet stay in place while you sew your entire penguin together. All right, so there we go. Make an extra stitch. Now I have the two parts, and then you're going to trim. Now I have the two parts of my penguin are put together. So I want to make sure now that the rough edges go in the middle. So I'm going to lay the part of my penguin down like that. Then I'm going to turn it and put the top of my penguin down. And now you can kind of see it starting to look like my little penguin friend. Okay, now you're going to carefully start right above the eye and do your best stitching around the edge. There we have it. I worked really hard on this before I came on camera with you guys. So I actually started over here, and I start on top of one of the eyes. You can decide which eye you want to start on top of. And your white piece is a little bit smaller than your black piece. Then you're going to sew all around the edges, and then you're going to catch these edges of the wings and the feet that you put in place earlier. And then you're going to have an opening on the top. So you've left an opening. Now this is the really fun and interesting part. Our penguin friend is a little bit, can you hear? It's a little heavy because we wanted him to be able to sit up. So we found some beans. I've got lentil beans here, but you could use any kind of beans. Pinto beans, black beans.
But not cooked.
Not cooked. No, don't cook them. Miss Kate, that was silly. Okay, I'm going to open up my penguin. I'm going to carefully pour my beans inside. What? And I'm going to shake them down. And look at that.
You can already sit.
It makes my little friend be able to sit. Oh, so exciting. Love that. Okay, now I get my fluff and carefully on top of the beans, I'm going to make sure I get a little fluff into the side. You get a little more fluff. Let me move this friend over here. A little more fluff. Oh my gosh. It's so cute.
He's so chubby.
He's very chubby. Now you want to make sure you... Oh, Miss Kate was here with her paint. She got me.
Oops. Sorry about that, Miss Hazel.
It's okay. It's a busy workshop. Okay. Okay, here we go. Inside. Make sure I put it in there, my fluff. Now remember, because your beans are little, when you make your stitches, you want to make sure your stitches are close enough so that your beans don't jump out between the stitches. That would not be good. Now, there are in the sewing department very fancy little clips that you can use. But in my opinion, you can get the same sort of result with a big paper clip. This is a kind of a funny, looks like a clothespin paper clip. And I'm going to clip the top of my little friend to hold it in place because I put so much fluff. And now I've left my thread here where I stopped above the eye. And I'm going to carefully stitch it together. Going back and forth. Taking my time. I think some friends might sew this project in one sitting, and other friends, you could do it over the course of the day or a couple of days. And I want to make sure I don't sew on my clip. So when I got up to it, I'm going to move it as I got next to it, and I'm going to keep sewing back and forth the top of my little penguin friend. I'm making small enough stitches so that my beans don't jump out to the end. Sewing is really fun. I like to sew.
It's a very quiet thing to do.
It's very nice. Okay, I'm taking my other clip out. And now I'm coming around the end. I can see I'm almost done. I just have a little bit more to go. And then when you're sewing, when you end your sewing, you want to make sure that you end it in such a way that it doesn't unravel. So I like to put like 2 or 3 or 4 stitches into the very same place. And that tells the thread, stay put. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Then my last step is... Oh, don't get caught on the eye. Get my scissors and make a little cut. My stuff out. So fun! And that is how you make a penguin friend. Hello, friend. Will you hold my fin? Okay, there you go. Well, thank you so much for joining us today to learn how to sew a penguin friend. If you like this video, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Alameda Arts. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, friends.